Good afternoon, everybody. Just a little calving update video. It's Friday afternoon, 4 o'clock, and just about to start feeding. So I said I'd do the video now before it gets dark outside. We've had no calves today, Friday, but we had 2 calves yesterday, and I had no video up, so I'll just do a little update on how things are going. This girl calved yesterday morning about 10:30, 11 o'clock. Calved on her own, no problems. Lovely limousine calf, and he got up on his own, drank on his own, everything all right. That was yesterday morning. We hadn't got much space here yesterday morning. If you remember from the video on Wednesday, we were pretty much full up everywhere, so we had to move some more in creeping to make some space. We freed up a couple of extra places, but then we had 2 calves yesterday. That filled us back up then on the calving gates or calving pens. This girl here then calved last night about 7 o'clock. She had a lovely calf. Calved on her own also. Actually calved when we were down having her dinner, so when we come back up she was already calved. So we moved her then down. She come from the top shed down to here, and yeah, she's one of the Seminole, well, the whale heifers that we bought in, Seminole cows that we have. But yeah, she's a lovely calf, and yeah, no problems at all. But again, we're full back up now again. So we made some space yesterday by we moved around the cows that were in these calving pens, or calved bonding pens, or whatever you want to call them. We moved them down here. We moved the blue cow that was in the top shed. You can actually just see her there in between, in at the back. She was moved down to here, along with a darker blue cow that was in the back. Over on this side, they were both moved in here, and their calves are in creeping as well. And there was also 2 other cows then that we were feeding at the back, in the back pens, and we have now got their calves are creeping as well. But I'll just go around that side and I'll show you that now in a second. This is the calf with the poor rear legs. Actually, it's a little cut on this leg, which we've been keeping some blue spray on for the past few days, and we've given him a wee antibiotic just to make sure that he doesn't get any little infection in it. Trying to give him every chance. We moved her. She was, if you remember, in the back here. We moved her out the front, and she's moving now. We're going to put her whore up in the stable. Ben's actually cleaning it out as we speak. And we're going to put her up in the stable where the blue cow was on Wednesday night's video. The reason being is this straw is starting to get fairly thick in the pen. We don't want to clean it out just yet, because it's nice to have a bit of a depth of straw. There's a good soakage, and it takes less time for them to muck it up. But also it's hard for him to walk in because he's a little stiff on his back legs. And because it's not chopped straw, it's from these round bales up here. It's fairly long, and he's just catching himself in it. So so that's kind of the plan. We're going to put him up there and just keep a little bit of straw, and hopefully he'll be able to move a little better. But yeah, I'll go around the back and I'll show you the second pen just starting to creep now as well. So yeah, I'll go around the back now. Yeah, so here we are. We're in the back now, in the second of the creeping pens that we've got going. This calf here looks like he's going to head out for a drink now, if his mother would get out of the way and let him out. As I say, like these calves and their mothers were in these 2 pens, so it's easy enough just to open the gate, I let the mothers in, adjusted the creep gate, and that was it. Like they adjusted fairly quickly. The smaller calf actually adjusted to it straight away. I never had to touch him to take him in or out at all. but this slightly bigger calf, he'd go in and drink, but he wouldn't come back in this side, so I've had to put him in a couple of times. The last time I put him in was during the night when I was up checking at about 4 o'clock, so but I haven't touched him now today, so he's more or less, he's adjusted to it now at this stage. But you'll always have one or two like that. You will always have a couple like that. But yeah, like the shed now at this stage is the shed is at full capacity. There's 10 cows now in each pen, which is one more than what I'd like. I'd rather if it was only 9, but we haven't just got the space at the minute, so anywhere else we're going to have to keep it at full capacity for the minute. Tomorrow there'll be another batch of cows that'll be able to get in creeping. There's 1, 2, 3, possibly 4, definitely 3, possibly 4 more that can get in creeping. And to make space, we're going to have to do a little bit of juggling around. I'm going to have to go back over my dates, calving dates, and pick out probably 3 or 4 of the ones that's furthest away in this shed, and throw them up in the top shed, because there's a few cows that's come down that calved in the top shed, just to make some space for these other cows that have already calved here. Yeah, the rate of calving, we're going to run out of space very quickly in this shed. As I say, like the maximum is 30 cows and 30 calves is what we can put here. Creeping, and at the minute we've got 17 calved, so Ben being abusive on the bucket again, the bucket of the teleporter. Yeah, so there is going to have to be a bit of chopping and changing done with the top shed. We have got the top shed set up that you can probably, we can creep, we can bed one side with the slats is, and we can creep up there as well, and you can probably put 12, I'd say 12 to 13 cows and calves up there creeping, because it's bigger pens. But yeah, that'll be a bit later on. But yeah, no, they're calving just at a nice rate at the minute. If you had a couple every day, it'd be fine. It's well manageable. So when it gets to 4 or 5 in a day, run out of space. Just with the way we're set up with the pens up here, you run out of space very quick. So that's really all to report for today. Hopefully no more calves today. It'd be grand to get a wee break, because we've had calves more or less every day now all week, and it'll just allow us to get some more in creeping and make some more space up the top. So that's really it for now. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.